Hello and welcome everybody to Travel Talk. I'm your host Mickey Mart, and joining me as always, last second to the second, Mr. Neverland Nate.
Yeah, huh? What's up? Is it late?
Mr. Never Late Nate.
Never late,
I'm the
Nate.
late one. I'm
Yeah,
the
how's
late one this
Texas?
time.
How's Texas on this late evening?
It's good, man. Had to rush through rush hour just to get here, so I made it. We planned to go live. It was about 15 minutes ago, but hey, stuff happens, right?
We got here as fast as we could.
Fast as we could. Man, we got some
Yep.
stuff to talk about. And then, of course, joining us again this week is our good buddy, Mr. MVP Pat. What's
What's going
happening,
on?
Pat?
Not much. What's going on, guys?
Hey, Pat.
Dude, I'm literally trying to pull up all the news and everything as we're going through this. So, yeah. So for those of you who don't know, we usually do this on Friday nights, but our past couple shows we've kind of mixed things up. Schedules have been changing, things have been happening, people going places, right? So it's always good to be flexible. So we're just trying some stuff out. So
And you're
who
going
knows?
somewhere tomorrow.
I am. So in 20, like literally 24 hours, I just checked in for my boarding pass. I'm leaving for Vegas. So as of today, Vegas is back open, 100% ready to go.
Where are you staying at?
So I will be at the New York Resort and Casino. So it's right there off of the south end of the Strip, right across from the MGM Grand. And yeah, looking forward to it. And that'll close out my visit to the south end of the Strip. Then I can start working on my hotels on the center and north end. So it's a lot of
So
hotels in
walk
Vegas.
us through a Vegas trip for Mark. Like what happens? You get there, you get off the plane, you just start pulling the lever, don't you?
No,
You're not
I
even
wait
past
till I
security.
leave. Yeah, I wait till I leave the airport. I don't ever play at the airport because I never win anything at the airport.
You
So
got to win on the way. You got
um,
to play on the way out.
yeah, on the way out, it usually works better for most people. And I've played on the way out, but definitely not on the way in. So I go straight to baggage claim. I get my stuff, and I'm out the door, whether it be a taxi cab or an Uber, whatever is the quickest, most affordable, and straight to the Strip, right? Straight to the casino. Drop my bags off in my room and just go right to it, right? So give me a drink and get me a table, and let's go.
Wow, all right. You just jump right in, huh? Like
Jump right in,
I'm
right?
Mark. I wore my bathing suit on the plane. I'm here.
I've got my floaty. Let's go.
Grab my bags. Hand me my drink. Here we go.
Yeah,
Yahtzee.
so my brother's gonna go with me. We get there. He gets there a little bit before I do, but I think we get there like 9:30 Vegas time. So we're only there for 48 hours. So we're like
Right.
we're just gonna go hard the whole time. We're gonna go check out the new Area 15 experience. So that's if you've familiar with the Blue Man Group, who isn't, right?
Gotcha.
The one of the co-creators, Chris Wink, created a experience out there called Wink World. So
Oh,
it's a mixture between sound and light, and they said it's a pretty cool trip. So I'm gonna go check that out along with some other things and the whole Area 15 experience out there in Vegas that opened up this past September. So it'll
gotcha.
be fun,
Sweet.
lots of fun. But hey, let's talk about Disney because
Yep.
there's been a lot of stuff
Yeah.
happening,
A
right?
lot of Disney goings ons.
A lot of
Man,
fireworks, if you will.
yeah, no doubt, right? So the rumor mills have literally been churning nonstop. I would say for the past 72 hours since basically Friday last week,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
We've been hearing stuff like annual passes, fireworks, dining, full
Keep
throttle,
talking.
like
I'm gonna
100%.
bring it up.
Yeah, so Nate's gonna bring up what he's found, but things are moving quick, like really quick,
Yes.
and quicker than what I would thought. I had bets that it was gonna be a 50-50 bet that we would see fireworks for the fourth. Now it's looking like it's more of a 75-25, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
and from what we saw last night, if for those of you who were on social media last night, probably saw it, but there was fireworks coming from somewhere on Disney property.
That's
What
been
looked
like
like
that's like
yeah,
the
what looked
million
like
dollar question where it was coming from.
right. So I've heard reports. Some people say it was the Marriott. Nate's heard it was over at SeaWorld.
I
But
heard SeaWorld, yeah.
if you look at the video from what we saw from the people who saw posted, they were driving through Disney Springs, so they were heading away from the springs. That would be towards Animal Kingdom. So it was behind them and to the left. Well, if you're driving west, behind you and to the left is going to be south. SeaWorld's north up by Universal.
Right.
So
Right.
I don't think that would be SeaWorld. Now, another one said it was the Marriott over by Disney Springs. Well, okay, if that was to be the case, I don't think the Marriott's got that kind of funds to throw those kind of fireworks out. I mean, they
Right.
were blowing.
Yeah.
That,
They
that
were
was
just-
like easily, a not so scary Halloween party or bigger event that they were doing. So
Sure.
That was definitely a Disney style fireworks
Yeah.
event.
yeah,
All right. So that was on my MDE today, right there. Fastpass
Wow.
Plus. That's the second time in a week.
second time
So
in a
of course-
week. Yeah,
Of course, it says start now, so I'm going to start now. And here's what happens when I started now. That's what happened. Yeah.
Cogsworth. Yeah,
It spun for about a minute, but then that blue thing kept going. So we've heard about something, a rumor called Lightning or Lightning Pass, or basically it's going to be like the Max Pass. It's going to be a pay to play sort of a dealio. Lightning Pass. Yeah, there you go. And I don't know if it's going to be tiered still, or even if it's a real thing. It's just obviously it's all stuff we heard. And we're
Right.
hearing the same things as everybody else right now. So,
but I mean, it's an interesting name, right? So it ties into their IP. You know, they'll probably have Lightning McQueen as their quote unquote spokesperson to show you how it works and all their marketing materials. You know what I mean? Like he'll be the
sure.
new face of the Fastpass, so to speak. So, I mean, it's cool, but I just don't know how they're going to implement it as far as, in the pay feature. Like you said, is it going to be tiered, or is it just going to be like kind of like how Disneyland was, where it's one price per person per
Right,
day?
right.
You know what I mean? So I kind of hope for the latter, right? I hope for the Disneyland side, where it's just one price and you get, unlimited use of it, and it's only offered to hotel guests. You know what I mean? Make something at staying at the resort, make something worth.
Yeah,
coming
no,
back to
you
stay at
need.
the
Yeah,
resort.
you need to. Even though they've bought up or joined forces with a lot of the good neighbor hotels
Right.
in the area.
But even them, right? So you could even do something as little as, if you stay at a good neighbor hotel, you get, X amount of this, and if you stay at a Disney resort, you get this, and
well,
or
they
even
do
it like
the 25% off, up to 25%. So the better resort you stay at, the more your discount tends to be
Sure.
off of rack. But I think rack is made a fictitious number anyway, so it's.
I'm
kinda
just curious
moot.
how they're going to implement it with the annual passes, because you figure a lot of the annual passes are like
Right.
Florida residents. So if they all have access to it, where's the advantage of just the,
exactly right.
few
Right.
time that you're visiting? So
Well, I could even see them doing something with the annual pass where they have some sort of a tiered annual pass system. Like you have platinum, and then you have platinum, plus or what, something along that.
Yeah.
Platinum Lightning Plus or whatever. Who knows? Where it includes, unlimited lightning or whatever.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. It's going to be interesting, even
Very
if that's what it
interesting.
is. I mean, this is all rumor, obviously.
Sure.
The only thing we know for sure is that Bob Chapek said that they were increasing capacity in the
Yeah,
lower
double
double
digits.
digits.
Yeah. So that's 10%, right? Minimum.
Yeah. But is that per week? Is that per month? Is that per
right.
whatever it is? But this past weekend, that one rogue picture came out, and I did see a lot of people with masks on in that picture. I mean, more without, but not that has
Sure.
anything to do. I'm just saying, if that was timely, the rest of the pictures I saw were nothing like that. I mean, it was
Yeah.
the opposite. It looked like
That
barren
same
lands.
picture. Yeah. The same picture 24 hours later is like there's nobody there. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like, it
and that was
barely-
Memorial Day itself. So
Right.
Florida residents and are should have been more packed on Memorial Day than the Sunday, or as packed in my eyes.
Right.
But to be nothing compared to a ton, I thought that was strange.
I mean, and even just goes to show you, I mean, yeah, Disney was packed, right? Park pass reservations have been, sold out every day, but it's still, I have yet to hear anybody been turned away park hopping after 2 p.m. to any park. I've
Yeah,
yet
well,
to hear.
I hear Hollywood
the water
Studios is
park.
clear after 1:00. Like,
Yeah,
if you,
exactly.
people,
I've never heard anybody turned away from Blizzard Beach yet. That the water park hasn't hit capacity. So
Yeah.
while it is getting busier, I think it's just you're seeing it more prevalent, right? They removed all the social distancing markers outside the queues.
Yep.
They're taking down some of the dividers in the queues.
Well,
So
sit down. I mean, a sit down 17-minute carousel of progress. They're doing every row now, so it's
right.
becoming a lot more. But that's something that the three of us have been talking about: is when's this next break? When is their time to say it's okay? Universal did it, so
Right.
I know
I
Disney.
think they're giving them a week or two. I really think they're going to have
Yeah.
a week or two
Let's
lead off.
see
And
what
right now
happens.
we're still within that. We're still like within that 72-hour, 96-hour buffer where they just did it on Friday. You know what I mean? And Universal didn't even wait. They didn't even wait the full 2 weeks. They're like, yeah, we're going to do it starting tomorrow. Just go ahead.
Right.
And then they already had people, just saying whatever, right? So
But I think once you have enough things in place, you've
Sure.
got to realize that if you open it, things are going to be crazy. It could get and you have to be ready for it. I just think real estate wise, that Universal has a lot less to cover than Disney does,
Sure.
especially with resorts and
Absolutely.
stuff like that. So
Well, I mean, there was new data. I think it was last week or late last week that was released saying that if you had COVID, more than likely you are protected against, just natural immunity, right, from getting
right,
it versus getting the shot. So that kind of changes everything because if you had taken the fact everybody who's been vaccinated plus those who got it, just
Mhm.
from the natural causes or whatever, we're almost to that 70% magic number, so to speak, that they want for herd immunity. So once
Yeah,
we reach
no,
that, I don't think there's going to be any stopping them just straight forward, right? So
Yep.
I don't know if
Pat,
it was.
what do you think?
No, I'm in line with Mark, thinking that they're definitely going to be doing like the 1 or 2 week wait, kind of see what Universal's going to run into, so that way they can troubleshoot it before they open the floodgates.
Sure.
I think they're ready to. They just want to, dot their I's and cross their T's right now, just making sure everything's in place, so that way there's no black eyes.
Well, we did find out Sunday night a lot more cast members have been called back to Walt Disney World.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it be in what they were at, it seems like they're being held close to what they were doing before they left. So
I would say
exciting for them.
75%
Yeah.
is basically food and beverage. That's where most everybody's going is food and
Yep.
beverage, which is more promising because we keep talking about this increased capacity. Dining could be coming back, but at the same time, how come they haven't opened up more hotels?
Right.
What's going on with Riverside, right? Port Orleans, Riverside, and French Quarter.
And French Quarter. Yeah, that's a lot of real estate right there.
That's exactly a lot of real estate because let's talk about it. You've only got for moderates, you've got Coronado and Caribbean Beach. That's really the only two things you got going for you right now for moderate, right? If
I
you
think
can count the
Pop's a
cabins,
moderate.
right?
I'm sorry. I think Pop's a moderate.
It's a value moderate. You know what I'm saying?
It's a moderate
So-
without a it's a moderate without a water slide. That's all it is.
or you can call it a deluxe value.
There you go.
That's what Pop is
It
a
is.
deluxe value.
Right.
The same thing with Art of Animation, right? It's a deluxe value. It's on that top tier because it's got the Skyliner. But the fact remains is you've only got two moderates really open, if you don't count the cabins at Fort Wilderness. Why are they waiting to open up, more moderates? I mean, the biggest issue, we talked about this before, was the boat going to and from Disney Springs and that entrance over on the west side there not being utilized. So now that it is being utilized, the boats haven't come back yet. I would have thought that would have happened this past weekend when they said that transportation was going back to, full capacity. So
Well, just no standing though, right? The buses.
I haven't seen anything confirmed yet, but from what I understand, they were filling the buses. Every seat was full.
Yeah,
but
I heard none of the usual
Right.
cattle just moving through. Just,
right. If you could see floor, keep going. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh
So you
God, I didn't want to be like this at 11:30 at night.
Exactly. The dude
with
just
the lights
passed
off
out.
and everybody's doing the doze off.
Yeah.
Then
And
you
kid
hit the
behind you
first stop and the lights come on and the kids are like, ah!
Yeah, screaming kids. Yeah,
Love
everybody
Disney.
knows it.
Love Disney.
all
Can't wait to go back.
Memories.
Can't wait to go back.
No, that I don't think is happening just yet, but they are loading, all the vehicles. They are loading the monorail. They're taking in a lot of the partitions.
Oh, they're
of the
doing double
monorail.
families in the Skyliner now. Yeah.
Yep.
So
So I really think that the Epcot monorail, that's got to be coming next.
that's what they took down all the signs about it not running. They took down all of the extra lines that were going in front of it. So somebody took a picture today. Tiki Man posted the Tiki Man unofficial Polynesian. I don't know if you guys follow that page.
Yeah, I've
But
seen him.
He said, if somebody's there, can you take a shot of progress of the front of the hotel right now? And someone had just posted through like that green mesh stuff, but it looked like it was getting close, and he was on the monorail, and it looked all built up behind it. It looked like a lot was going on. So
Yeah, I saw some of the frame structure today. I think Mickey Views posted a video of it. He got a nice
Yeah.
little side shot of the A-frame. So yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, they're really accelerating pretty
Well,
quick because we
July.
were just back there in March, right?
Yep.
And that building,
There was nothing. Yeah.
there wasn't
It was
even concrete there, right? There was
Yeah,
no
no,
foundation. It was just
Right. It was just
it was
mud.
gone.
Just
Yep.
mud.
So yeah, they're moving. I mean, literally night and day. They're moving on that
Yeah.
thing as quick as possible. So I think it should be ready by the 50th, no problem.
Oh, well, they're opening up Great Ceremonial House mid-July, so
Well, I still think they're going to be working on some parts of the monorail station, and then that may not be accessible. But as far as like the exterior and stuff, that'll be complete before the 50th, I'm sure. Probably the end
Sure.
of summer.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that they're waiting so long for Ohana to open up.
now I'm hearing mid-August on Ohana. I heard that the other day.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
So we're looking at
Mid-August.
late July, and now it's mid-August. I wonder if it has anything to do with the cast members that are training for food and beverage.
Someone posted in either the Vacation Club, one of the pages, or one of the annual pass pages, that they had called and asked when they were going to start making reservations, and the cast members said that it was going to be August 14th or August 17th, one of those two.
Interesting.
Yep.
That's
Actually,
a
I can
long
tell you
way out.
what it said.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder if they're just waiting to bring it back because they don't want to bring it back without the character experience, and that's why they're waiting so long.
Could be.
Or if they're going to do like they did with Chef Mickey's, and they started out where
I don't know.
this-
Those character experiences, especially Chef Mickey's. I know it used to be a lot more. They come to your table, you get it once. Them going through 6 times and each one of them paying attention differently to, like, you can see how they like make that round as well.
Sure,
I like
yeah,
that. I thought it was more interactive. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because you didn't have to stop eating. Put everything off to the side. Everybody get
Take a
ready.
picture,
Come and huddle.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You can selfie with all of them. They'll deuce you up. You know what I mean? They do whatever you want. So I don't know.
I do
actually
kind of
prefer it.
enjoy the new way better, right? So yeah, because like I said, you're not waiting because like I know times. I mean, here comes Mickey, right, and then 2 seconds later, Minnie's right behind him. So like you're gonna get one bite of food, and then the next character's coming, right? And by the time all 5 hit, your food's cold. Now I gotta go back and get a whole brand new plate. So,
but then you're kind of being rushed going. You know what I mean? Because as soon as they leave your table, they're bringing you your check. Right as Donald leaves your table, they're like, "Here you go."
Yeah, she's right behind him. Hi.
So someone said it was in the Polynesian Village Resort Disney Vacation Club Facebook page. I called the resort supposed to open 7/19, but Ohana not until 8/14.
Wow.
So someone told them that. But for everybody else who just joined, I'll go back and show you this. This was in my Disney experience this morning. That is a Fastpass Plus. I don't know if I don't want to say it's a glitch because glitches happen once. They catch it, they get rid of it.
Times, yeah.
This is the second time this week. And for the second time this week, I clicked on it. I got a spinning wheel, and then it said, goodbye, start over. You've logged out.
Now, devil's advocate, I've logged into mine twice, more than twice, never seen it once. I've not seen it pop up on the app, but Nate is not the only one who's seen it.
No, not at
It's
all.
all
And I only
over the Disney boards, right?
I only
Everybody's
started
seeing
looking and like paying
because
attention
you saw it.
because I saw it happen, and then it happened
Yep.
as soon as I logged in. So
Nate,
So it's
when is
very
your trip
promising.
again?
what's that?
When is your trip?
We
This
get
month?
Yeah, my Disney trip starts on the 22nd. My Universal trip starts on the 18th.
Okay. Yeah, because I was
Yeah.
curious because I know Mark and I will both be in Disney in mid-July. So
Right.
I was wondering about the dates. Maybe that's a factor, but apparently that's not it.
Well, see,
No,
the
'cause
one I
somebody-
saw was in August, right?
Yeah, somebody's
hers
start date
opened
was
up.
August 5th.
And it said June 8th you can start making your reservations.
Yeah,
so So I was like, well, that's interesting, right? Because then we
Yeah,
thought, okay, well,
definitely.
because we thought something's happening on the 15th. We know that Disneyland, that's their magic number for everybody coming back. So I think Disney's going to drop something on the 15th for the East Coast at the same time, whether it be a new offer, whether it be an announcement.
And I feel bad because we were sitting here 3 weeks ago going, everyone listen, okay, tomorrow morning, wake up early. Just wake up early because it's going to be like a new era of Disney and something's going to go on. And we woke up and we were like,
Waiting.
Well, to be fair, that week they did have the earnings call a couple days later, and that's when they dropped the info about the mask mandate, right? That week.
Sure,
So
but it was
news, but it wasn't
that
what you were
deal
talking
ran out
about.
on May 1st. We were
Yeah.
like, come on, they got to have something else. But hopefully there's dining.
Yeah.
You
I haven't heard
everybody's
anything
talking
about more
dining
deals, but
still.
yeah, dining would be just hella cool to come
Yeah.
back. I mean, I'm looking forward to at least some new reservations that are back. Cape May. I'm gonna go do
I'm
that next
wondering
month
why
while I'm there.
club level that hasn't come back yet. That's not a dining
That is
experience.
interesting.
You can keep
That
that
is.
on a small, you know what I mean? It's only certain resorts have it. It's only for certain amounts of people, so you can keep it separate and keep it
And again,
low
Universal's
key.
been doing it since they reopened, so I don't know what the issue
Yeah,
is
man, they
with
haven't
spacing and
skipped a
stuff.
beat. They haven't skipped a beat
No,
on any of their dining.
no, and I think it's just money on the table that Disney's leaving, right? Because they know people pay
I just
for it.
don't think they
Because
can. I think that they're
why,
having
why can't
problems
they?
enough dealing with virtual queue right now and everybody ordering from apps. They weren't ready for that, I don't think.
Well, they were already starting long before anybody else was with the mobile ordering and stuff like that. They were
Right, but
just a
there was
little
like one,
forced
yeah, but it
into
was
it
like Pizza
quicker.
Fari forever. You know what I mean? Pizza Fari was
Exactly
like the
right.
only one you could do it at.
Well, I mean, let's be real. They all use the same back end system.
Sure.
It was just a
Right.
matter of upgrading some of the terminals and maybe putting in an extra Ethernet jack in the back of the house.
Right.
Whatever. I don't
Sure.
know, but I mean, clearly it's the better way to go. I mean, it's more
Yeah.
efficient. It is. I mean, for lack of better terms, it is better. But I mean, some people may disagree depending on where you're eating. If
So
you're
see
going
so we just talked about Lightning Pass, but that brought me up to the other thing that JPEG said is the virtual queue is here to stay, and so is park pass
Park Pass.
reservations. Okay,
Yep.
so if
I'm okay with
virtual
Park Pass.
I'm okay with virtual queue. Walk into the park, select the rides you want to go on, and go do other things until it's your turn. Not wait in line for 2 hours till it's your turn. I don't know why this hasn't been happening forever. This is silly.
Well, I
You
mean, let's
know?
be honest. The COVID opportunity that this provided is perfect timing because they had to get rid of Fastpass because of COVID. Now they can bring back other things like the Lightning Pass and the Park Pass reservation and everything else, and they can kind of mold where they want it to go now because,
Sure.
let's be honest, they got a new slate they can start over because you got people who were used to one thing can't have it anymore, and
I don't
those who
know
have
if you can
never
start over.
experienced.
You've got people banging on the door to get in to keep going.
Sure, sure.
So reinventing the wheel at this point, I'm not sure, but
The Disney genie's
it's getting
coming.
more fluid now.
That's
They
what I
got
was.
rid of the magic bands, so now it's we talked about it last week with the phone. You could just walk through. They're doing facial
Yeah.
recognition now, so a lot of that's going to be a lot more streamlined. But
Oh, you just
I'm
like they did
excited.
with security, right? So if you can just walk in through the front gates like you do through security and never have to show your magic band or your face or anything else, and you're already validated, right? And that's
Yeah,
how
right.
quick that's what they're moving towards, so that
Well,
there's no
they
lines,
need
there's
to.
no
Some of these
waiting.
lines get out of control.
Sure, Disney's
But
the king
also,
of
that
crowd management.
also brings a lot of the excitement to it because back in the 70s and 80s, when people were going, like when I first started going to Disney in the early 80s with my family, that was the excitement, was that line. What's at the
Sure.
end of the line? I get a prize. I get to ride a ride, and it's just, that's what I looked forward to. And now it's like, in line. Oh my God, are you kidding me? To listen to these dolls sing It's a Small World. Come on.
There's a line to the
Why is this
bathroom.
line 2 hours long? Why is the line for Peter Pan 2.5 hours long? It's a 17-second ride. And if you don't like to look down, you can't watch any of the.
Yeah, I
know,
don't understand why that's so
the
long
ride.
either. It's such a quick turnover, right? You think they would be able to put 1,000 people per hour on that
It
ride.
just keeps moving. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's like the People Mover, a miniature version of the People Mover is all it really is. So
No, it's like Haunted Mansion. That
well,
ride
true, yeah,
doesn't
but,
stop.
but suspended.
Right.
Yeah.
Haunted Mansion, Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger Spin, just that
Under the
constant.
Sea.
You get out, you get in. Exactly. Yeah, Under the Sea. There you go.
Mhm.
Yeah. Virtual queue. See how that's gonna. I mean, I get it for the big rides right now, but if you could pick, but that's the thing. Are you gonna tier that now?
Right. So I'm saying, are they going to tier that like Fastpass, where you can
Yeah.
get one, top tier one attraction, and you can get 2 virtual queues for something else? Is that what Fastpass is going to mold into?
But
You see
is
what I'm saying?
everything going to be second tier? Like I know Buzz Lightyear was up on it at one point, and then they brought it down. And
Well, what if they use a combination of virtual tier with Lightning Pass to make some sort of tiered system? Like, with
Because
this tier,
you're
you get 3 Lightning and 4 virtual queue. You know what I
doesn't
mean?
it
Like,
seem like that's so much? I think they can make it so much easier than be like, oh, if you double up your lightning points, you'll get a. I just think it would it's
I
going to
think-
Well,
confuse a lot more people
all
than it already
know
does.
we all know that Chapek has always been about pay to play. Okay,
Right.
he's more Eisner focused than what uh, Bob, the other Bob, the previous Bob Iger. He's more pay to play focused than what Iger was, right? So,
Sure.
I seriously think that there's going to be more to it, like we talked about the tiered system. I think that's probably the way they're going to go, where you say, okay, good, better, best type business model, where this is okay, this is better, this is ultimately where you want to be, and then
Right.
kind of like they did with club level. If you're club level, then you can get that extra unlocked, fourth tier
Well,
or
see,
whatever.
now,
So,
now I get that part of it. That's the add-on to your resort, to your stay. You stay at a certain
Right.
resort to get those amenities, and club level being what it was had an extra charge. Plus, it had an extra $50 charge if you wanted 3 fast passes. So,
Yeah.
just trying to figure out why it's going to be called Lightning, what the difference is going to be, and how it would tie into virtual queue, if that's really what they said they're going to do for all the rides, I guess.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the Disney Genie app kind of help correct
Sure.
some of the issues that they're going to run into. It's like, well, hey, look, everybody's going, using their pass for this ride, so let's refocus the crowd over here now.
yeah, it's
I
definitely
wouldn't
going
be
to change crowd
surprised.
control. That's for sure. Because that's what the AI is built to do, right? Is to look to see, okay, if this is getting a 55-minute, 60-minute wait time, let's start, putting people in virtual queues for this or for that. Like you said, molding people where
Yeah,
they want to
bouncing
go,
them
right?
around. Yeah.
Yep. And Disney's always been about that natural flow, whether it be with the design of their parks or where they have pop-up entertainment or shows happening. All that's meticulously planned to let crowds go in certain areas at certain times.
I agree, and I see that there are parks that do have the ability to kind of like flex open a little bit, but it's like, look at Magic Kingdom. Like, there's only 2 flow. Okay, there's only 2 ways to walk in that park. You know what I
Right? You're
mean?
going clockwise or counterclockwise, right?
That-
So
right, right, and you kind of but it's just very confined. It's really like an inside, just you know, all in one kind of a thing. Where Hollywood Studios to me feels a lot more spread out. Like there's this area, there's that area where
it is, but they kind of
Yeah.
tried to make that flow. I mean,
Sure.
short of Sunset Boulevard, you still have that same hub and spoke style design,
right,
where
but they've
Chinese
been able
theater's
to
the
just
middle.
keep building and keep expanding. And I know that they did that, for Fantasyland at Disney as well. But
Mhm.
interested to see how they continue to keep pushing, because you can't just stop. You can't stop, won't stop. You got to keep. You're going
Oh,
to
they
keep
got plenty of
expanding.
land, right?
Yeah.
So
There's always that
Well, they
mystery fifth park.
Well, and they just got cleared to build on 300 more acres. So, but that's on the other side of Seven Seas, out by past the campground, and across from like Boulder Ridge and stuff like that, in that corner back there.
we haven't heard any other rumblings about the
Reflections?
nature. Yeah, reflections.
No, haven't heard
No.
anything. Nope, I
That-
just heard
that
it
just
was
came
it
to a
was
grinding
shelved,
halt.
and they just kind of like, oh, hey,
Nothing to
look,
see here.
look,
Yeah.
Remy, Ratatouille.
Yep. That. Speaking of which, we haven't heard any more news, but we know October. It's coming.
October 1st. Yeah, but look what's happened with everything. Everything's getting soft openings right now. Obviously, we know that Velocicoaster, they got their soft opening,
Yep.
and they've been doing randomly. Like, people are just walking through the park and they're like, "Psst, hey, you want
It's open.
to try this?" They'll
They
freak
just
out.
flip the switch on. Open.
Right.
And people just go. No, it literally is just packs of people drove just at a time, right? And then they'll shut it down, and then they'll say, okay, it's not technical rehearsal is what they call it. So
Well, hopefully
Yeah.
it'll take alleviate some of the crowds that head right to Hagrid, so people can maybe plan to go during that time. Velocicoaster's going to open, maybe going a week later. We'd have a better shot at getting on Hagrid, because everybody's going to be hitting Velocicoaster first thing in the
I
morning.
wonder if they'll add Velocicoaster to Early Park Admission, one of the attractions, because that would be interesting to have people split up, whether you're either going to Hagrid's or you're going to
Yeah.
Velocicoaster. That would help drive a lot of traffic and kind of split it up, so to speak. But
Sure.
then again, an extra hour of a park opening for another attraction has got to be another 10, 12 cast members they got to put on the book.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
but as far as we see it, the summer crowd is just it's continuing to grow.
Man, I'm telling you,
every
when we had
Universal hotel, every Disney hotel is at capacity. Really,
you can't get a Universal hotel. I just tried to get somebody a Universal hotel for a couple of weeks from now. There was nothing.
Oh,
I mean, it
talk
was
about
like
your ticket issue this morning, right?
The Rosen Inn. Oh yeah, the issue I had today
With Disney.
Yeah, with Disney, needed a 2-park park hopper pass. Wouldn't let me select it because the 2-day park hopper, the 2-day tickets give you a 4-day window to use it in. Because one of the days in those 4 days had no availability, even though we weren't using that day, they would not allow me to purchase it. I tried with DTA. DTA said she couldn't do it. She got all the way to the end. She's like, oh nope, there's an error. Can't do it because so it had to do 2 one day, and that's so much more expensive. So much more expensive than a 2-day.
Now this was just a client who was doing tickets only. He didn't have a package, so to speak, right? Yeah, if you had a package, it'd been different. It wouldn't have give you that error. But yeah, it was weird to see that the system literally blocked you out from saving the client.
Yep.
It was like $75, something like that.
Yeah. Yep. But and when I talked to DTA, she did say they had a team meeting about it this morning, literally about my issue, and we're like, yeah, that we're just going to kind of like be like, nope, we're not gonna. You can't change it because if they do decide to go to that 3rd day, they can say, but it was in the package, and I get it. They have to protect what they wrote. You know what I mean? If they allow you to have 3 days, you're going to you're going to expect that you're going to be allowed to get in on that.
From a logic standpoint, it just seems like they can write another little line of code, if this, but that. You know what I mean?
They could, but man, there's so much that goes into just changing a wording
I know.
like that. Yeah,
I know.
They'd rather be like, you know what?
It's an algorithm, some sort of proprietary thing that they got.
Well, no, they're like, you know what? It's only Epcot anyway. It's the only days that are open. At the end of it.
Well, lately, Epcot is really the only park you can usually get nowadays, if anything's left, is Epcot because even though it's got less capacity than Magic Kingdom and any of the
August
other
is
parks,
wide open. I checked August. Every single day in August was green for theme parks, select resorts, or annual passes.
Annual pass.
So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
and that's why I think there's another bump coming in August. So
I know Food and Wine is popular, and Boo Bash is coming.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff coming up that that usually picks up with Epcot's capacity.
Well, people are sitting there waiting on Boo, waiting to hear when that Halloween. People need that Halloween party. They want those costumes. They want that feeling. They want that trick or treat. They want that festivity going on in the park. It's something that nobody's had. There hasn't been the DVC after hours. There hasn't been the annual pass, extra time and things like that. So,
which I don't know if you guys had heard, Disneyland announced that they are going to be celebrating Halloween and Christmas this coming at the end of this year.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that Florida's been kind of ahead of them in every other aspect.
Yeah, but did they announce that they're going to be doing the full-fledged on parties like they usually do with the parades and everything else? Because if California said they're doing that, then there's no reason why Florida can't.
They did not say the parties, but they had the logos. So they kind of gave that teaser, but
the other thing I heard is that Disney's having problems with OSHA. It's not CDC, it's not the government or anything like that. It's OSHA allowing a certain amount of people to come back at a time to start working. And I don't know the codes, I don't know the rules, but that was the latest thing I had heard out of one of the outfits down in Orlando, saying it was actually OSHA that's giving them the problem. Like Disney's kind of like, we're ready to test this, and they're like, yeah, no, because your workforce has to be percent of what's percent open and something like that. So
I wonder if that's holding up everything that they have already ready.
It could be. So you saw that photo they posted last week. They did Traditions over at the Wide World of Sports Complex for the first time ever. So Traditions is usually held in a smaller building, classroom style. You know what I mean, where everybody was more than 6 foot apart. It was in one of the the practice facility, indoor facilities. So
there was a lot of people.
It was over 100 at least in that building.
Yep.
So in that shot. What was the other thing I just wanted to mention? Wasn't Universal. About Boo Bash. So we should hear something. I'd say probably this week.
Yeah.
Right. So Disney probably didn't choose to announce anything today just because it's the first day back after a holiday. It's a Tuesday, but definitely tomorrow being a Wednesday. I mean, Wednesdays and Fridays have been pretty much the poppin' days for Disney World news. if not an
Yeah.
offer or some kind of opening or something comes back on a Wednesday or Friday.
Something has to. I mean, it's like the bubble's doing this, and this
Yeah.
because there's so much that has to happen. Summer's here, okay? Like we had a Memorial Day weekend here. It was 42 degrees, raining. I mean, it was horrible all weekend, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's here. Everyone's ready. All the states are saying they're at 70%. It's ready to kick right into gear, and
Yep.
I'm eager to see how everybody else is going to handle it. As we see all the time, and Pat, I'm sure you've seen it as well. Even traveling out of country right now, Cancun, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, all these places are ridiculous. The flights have gone through the roof, and people are using a lot of their points to travel because the resorts are all the all inclusives are really affordable right now for what they have left.
Yeah.
That I don't know about you guys, but I actually have a client looking to go to Jamaica, and he's basically saying, he wants the flight included. And I said, listen, my suggestion to you is get the hotel now.
Yeah.
We'll book the flight later because I can't guarantee this price for the hotel is going to last.
Right.
Because I guarantee you when the prices for the flight goes down, if they go down, that price is probably going to start increasing as that date gets closer.
Yep.
So,
Nope. I just did flights to Hawaii the other day, and had to knock the flight out because it was over $4,000 for two people.
Just for flights,
and I
yeah.
was like, this. But I checked all of our suppliers too, guys. I mean, I tried Blue Sky, I tried, FunJet. I went through everyone, and it was all just unbelievable. But
Did you guys hear what the CDC did today?
I did not.
So they gave the green light to Disney to start their volunteer test cruises on June 29th.
Yep.
That
I did hear. Sorry.
Through I think it's the first or the second. So it's like a 3-day or 4-day test cruise.
Yep.
And then the CDC also approved Carnival to operate both out of Florida and Texas ports as far as to resume sailing operations. So
There you go.
it's happening, right? So
Yeah.
And then of course we got Alaska. Alaska's happening still too.
The only other title that I saw today regarding Disney Cruise Line was they may be in a little bit of trouble asking about passengers' vaccination status and things like that. But I think that's just some white noise.
Well, if you remember the conditional sailing order that the most recent one they put out, it was either you do the test sailings and don't have to require vaccination of the guests, or you don't do the test sailings and both guests and crew have to be vaccinated.
Right.
So I think what Disney's trying to do is they're trying to go the route of if we can do the test sailings and show that we can do this, under strict supervision, then they'll go about the route of making people not vaccinated, but at the same time you're going to have to wear a mask all over the boat.
Yeah, so that's going to be your trade-off. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, do you want to wear masks the entire time of your cruise, or do you want to be maskless?
Well, that's what you remember. That's what their commercial was. That's what their commercial has been on the new, the new Disney Cruise Line commercials that have been on TV are of people wearing their masks on the ship, leaning over a port, leaning over the side or something like that. Not leaning over, but like enjoying a sunset or something that. But the whole family with masks on. So that's kind of what it sounds like. Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there was some rumblings that DeSantis was saying that no cruise ship going out of Florida ports could ask for verification of vaccination or even require their guests to show proof. So but at the same time, I was kind of arguing this with a friend of mine. It kind of goes back to like airlines, right? So it's public transportation. It's regulated by Department of Homeland Security or some federal agency, right? And in those situations, the federal mandate is going to trump anything that the governor of that local state is going to say, because when it comes down to it, he doesn't have, authority over maritime law for federal purposes, but he may be able to control the port, that's where that fine
so many words
battle.
were just said right there.
Yes, I know.
Federal maritime, bing dong. I don't even know where you went there.
No, but I'm saying like boats have to adhere to certain U.S. laws federally and local, right? So
sure, yeah.
It's a fine gray area that I don't know if DeSantis can enforce, but at the same time, it can cause a lot of, friction, so to speak, between the government and the company. So yeah, somebody's going to have to fold, and somebody's going to be making an announcement, I would think, really soon, because they want to get back to sailing next month, July 3rd.
Yeah.
It's literally 4 weeks away.
Exciting to see what happens. Waiting for this week to unfold. Hopefully we'll come back, get you some news when Mark's back from his
Lost
Vegas
wages. Yeah.
trip. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
We either see
Yeah.
Mark,
So what?
showing the money or has
No.
his
No.
hat out.
Yeah.
I'll have my hat out. Yeah.
Yep.
Texas or bust.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to getting away. Had a really stellar, busy May, and finish it out with a bang and start off the new month with the new fresh relaxation when I get back on Saturday. So
Cool.
yep. All right, gentlemen. Well,
Yeah,
we managed to
fun
fill
times.
45 minutes,
Yeah,
even though we didn't have much to talk about.
good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But hey,
All
thanks
right.
for
Well,
watching, everybody.
yeah. Have a safe trip, and thanks for showing up. Thanks for listening. If you're listening later, thanks for showing up. Thanks for listening, and
Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube, and we'll see you guys hopefully next week.
Yep.
We'll let you know the date and the time, but we'll be back with hopefully some more exciting news in and around
Yep.
the travel industry. So have a great day and a great week, everybody.
see you guys.
All right.